Bang! And we're live. Welcome back, people. Hope you're well. This is everyone's A Pundit, episode 57. And today's going to be fun, as always, because there's been some interesting results, boy. But let me introduce my guests. We have Pat. Please introduce yourself, please.
Yes. What's happening, people? It's Patrick Tyrant, aka Young Swaggy Daniels. When you see the T, you see the P. When you see the P, it represents T. Let's go.
Easy. Oh gosh, he loves it. He loves it. And we've got two from the DD Footy Factory. Please introduce yourselves, boys.
Here.
Boy, I'll start with this. This D-man here, second time on the show. As you said, I'm from the DD Footy Factory one half. But we've got the Saturday show, radio show on top of them. Thanks for having me, man.
Yeah, man. Thanks for coming back. And the last, go on, introduce yourself, Double D, please.
And I'm here, the other part of D&D, Double D. I'm here. We here, baby. We here, baby. We here.
For those of you that are just listening on the audio, man has got his champions jumper on, you know.
Come on.
No, but thanks for coming back on.
Fan. He's a Liverpool fan. Don't forget to put that in there because they might not know that. He's
He's well, champions Liverpool. He's a Liverpool fan. You will know anyway. You'll know. You'll get to know. But yeah, man. The last time we had them on, the had some technical issues with the video, so didn't even get to post it. So thanks for coming back on. Now we're live. Everyone will see. We don't actually have any Arsenal fans in here today, so
I wonder why.
it's a bit of a bummer. We could have had one on to do the meltdown, but don't worry. We hopefully some of them will be in the comments and we can discuss and see what's what. But well, let me just quickly run through this weekend's results. We had Leeds kick off on the Friday night. They lost 2-1 to West Ham at home. Wolves lost 1-0 to Aston Villa at home. Newcastle beat West Brom 2-1 at home. I'm not sure how many of us watched the boring Man United, the Manchester derby 0-0. We'll obviously discuss that. And Everton beat Chelsea 1-0 at home. We move on to today. Southampton 3, Sheffield United 0. And then it gets interesting. Crystal Palace 1, Tottenham 1. Fulham 1, Liverpool 1. And then, Arsenal 0, Burnley 1. Oh, gosh. And Leicester, they were, 3-0 up after half-time, at half-time against Brighton.
It finished 3-0. It finished
3-0.
Leicester played bad still. Leicester played bad.
So, yeah, man, we're not going to discuss all the games, but we'll try and get through as many as possible. So, personally, I want to start with the Arsenal game. That's, it's my podcast, and that's what I want to start.
Can we?
Go on, wait. D-Man wants to say something.
Go on, D-Man. Go on, D-Man. And
Everyone's on there, innit? How many of you lot's team won this weekend?
Ooh.
I just wanted to check. Maybe it's just
Okay.
Sam, let the people know who he supports because they might not know who D-Man supports.
Yeah. Well, D-Man, you let them know who you support.
That's what I'm saying. People that know,
man. D-Man, to talk with your chest.
I'm a proud Newcastle United fan. Enough stress. So wins like this, I have to take advantage of, innit? It's not every day that 100%. My team is the only team that picks up 3 points.
I just like to shout out everyone that's in the comments, everyone that's tuned in. So shout out to Holly, shout out to Beard Culture London, shout out to Dan and Marcel. So and obviously Stephen as well. So yeah, thank you for tuning in and dropping the comments.
Those of you that have tuned in, please hit the like button. Please hit the like button. Let's try and get this up to 20 likes, people. It does help the channel grow. Mm-hmm. But we're gonna kick off with the fact that Arsenal 7 losses now in 12 games. It's a little bit peak for them. They find themselves in 15th position, 13 points after 12 games. Yeah, man. Who watched the game? I'm guessing we all watched the game.
Yep.
D-Man, your team got 3 points this weekend. You start. What do you make of Arsenal right now in that result?
All right, so let's call a spade, innit? Arsenal are rubbish. They're absolutely garbage.
Hashtag no filter.
Well, that's the thing. On the show yesterday, somebody came out to this. I said, Aubameyang's level is currently Watkins. Yeah, that's his kind of level. Yeah? But Watkins don't score own goals. Yeah.
As in Ollie Watkins. Is that?
Yeah, Ollie Watkins. Yeah.
No. Ollie Watkins is way better than Aubameyang. Right now. Come on, don't disrespect. Ollie. Ollie Watkins is scoring goals against Liverpool. Do you know what I mean? He's helping his team beat big teams.
These men are in a relegation battle. Yeah, they're a mid-table team at best. Yeah, they are below Newcastle. Newcastle can't get scored out with Corona. Ain't played for 10 days. Yeah, and still, you couldn't even catch them in if you won today. This is how bad Arsenal are. Yeah? Xhaka is one of the worst signings I've seen in the last 10 years. For anything.
Did you not see what Patrice Evra said about him?
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw it. Yeah, and Sky tried to distance himself. Yeah, they tried to distance himself from it.
Yeah,
but it was peak. He exposed it.
I've been telling Double D for years, he's an overrated pace merchant. Yeah? He's done. They should have kept Martinez. Yeah, they should have kept Martinez.
Yeah, I said that. Yeah, 100%.
They've got a man earning how much jamming at home. Yeah, their most creative player jamming at home, and that's their problem. They can't create. They can't create nothing. They can't score goals. They're not even solid at the back anymore, like Arteta introduced earlier in the season and that. They are. I'm not even brushing them. Like it's gone beyond.
No, everything you're saying is factual, and it's brilliant that you're a Newcastle fan. Because if I say this, people say, "Oh, you're being biased."
Yeah, agenda because you're a Tottenham fan.
Yeah, exactly. So it's brilliant that we've got a neutral in here talking the talk.
Bar Fulham, they are the worst team in London.
Man said QPR better than us.
Look what Fulham did to Liverpool today. You think Arsenal could do that to Liverpool? They are trash. They're absolute trash. They're going to lose to Sheffield United in midweek. They're done. They're done.
No, they got Southampton. Still.
Oh, sorry, Southampton.
Southampton are a good team. Southampton are a good
Danny
team.
Ings, baby.
Southampton are currently sitting in 4th position, boy.
That's what I'm saying. Ings, Che, and
who's Arsenal's top scorer?
Lacazette with 3 goals.
3 goals.
Lacazette.
How many goals has Callum Wilson got?
7.
Yeah, he's got a lot more than that, boy.
That's what I was.
How many goals from open players have Aubameyang got?
0. 1 on the open.
No, 0. No, 0. He scored a penalty. Oh, he's got 1.
No.
Oh, sorry.
On the opening day against Fulham, innit? Yeah.
Oh, is it? Oh, wow.
How many has Gale got? Gale for Newcastle. How many has he got?
and it was his first game back. So he played about 30 minutes. Yeah.
20 minutes or something?
Yeah. First game back.
We're not even 10 minutes in, and there's been a burial already.
D-Man, I love how you built that up, though. That was brilliant. How you built that up.
He's been working on that all day, you know. He's been ready.
But bro, Newcastle don't score goals. But I bet they score more than Arsenal. They do not score goals.
That's crazy.
But I tweeted, Seb saw it the other day. I tweeted the other day, and I said that, remember, even on our show, D, Goliath came on and he said Fulham are the worst team he's seen in Premier.
Yeah.
They've scored 12 goals this season. Arsenal scored 10.
Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. Like, honestly, all jokes aside, that is mental. Fulham have scored more goals than Arsenal,
So,
and it's
you know,
yeah, that's mad. But shout out to everyone tuning in. I see Savvy, I see Bosky, SB, I see Marcel, Chris Houston, and obviously Stephen again. So yeah,
listen,
massive.
Until they go above Newcastle, they can't chat to me. They cannot chat to me. It's simple.
No, you're within your rights to say that. To be fair, but no, it's crazy. I mean, to be fair, I've been saying to a lot of my Arsenal boys, do they still think that Arteta is the man? And reluctantly, a few of them are now starting to say to me, "Nah, they don't." When I used to say to everyone that this guy was the water boy or Pep Guardiola's bib thrower,
oh, right.
They used to, they used to act like I was. Yeah, go on, D-man, go on.
Real G's beat Burnley, innit? That's all I'll say.
Oh,
But you know what makes me laugh, is that for me, the way Arsenal have been playing, this game was never going to be easy for them.
I know.
But I saw certain Arsenal fans looking at their run, including Southampton and Everton, talking about, we can see 3 points here, see 3 points there. there's some madmen out there, you know. There's some madmen out there. They needed to get 3 points today, which I thought to myself, you know, this could have been a draw. I couldn't see them winning it, but I still thought they wouldn't lose. But obviously, Xhaka did the madness.
They should have went down to 9 as well. That referee he bottled that decision. He bottled it because it was a blatant red card. It was a blatant red card, and he bottled the decision.
Gone Double D.
Yeah, no, Pope made a great save in the first half. Was it Lacazette?
Yeah,
yeah.
But even before that, Chris Wood, come on, man,
the
header. How?
It come off his shoulder, right? In the end.
Yeah.
That's your main attribute. That's what you're out there for, to win things in the air. You get me? But you know, but the thing is that, as I was saying on our show, back in the day, you'll say football's just about winning trophies. But in the grand scheme of things, things have changed from back in the day, because I actually feel that if Arsenal had not won the FA Cup, that they'd be in a better position now, personally, because I think he would have looked at it. Yeah, he would address what was going on, shifted out a few more people, and realised that what I was doing at first wasn't working. Because look at him now, 15th. As Steve was saying earlier, Newcastle fans want Steve Bruce out of the club. Yeah. They're 4 points ahead of Arsenal with a game in hand, so it could get worse.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
And the thing is, you're not even taking the piss. You're actually being serious. Newcastle fans want Steve Bruce's head on the block, and you guys are way better than Arsenal right now. And Arsenal fans are still talking like Arteta's the man to take them out or turn a corner. I can't see it personally. I can't see it.
We need some of them Arsenal man in the comments. Obviously, none of them are here at the moment. They're drowning. They're drowning their sorrows right now. But I need to hear from some of them that's had this energy about keep Arteta. Arteta's the man. We need to see longer.
But you know the worst thing? Back under Wenger, it was a case of like, okay, they're being naive, so they're taking too many risks going forward, and you're losing. But okay, you will get entertained or whatever, even in the hard times. Now, under Emery, it started. They weren't even trying to entertain no one. They were giving up possession like they never have before and whatnot, and not getting enough points. And now they're accumulating even less points than they were before. They're giving up possession to other teams, and even when they're in possession, it's pass sideways, and they cross it even when no one's in the box. That's why they get so many corners, and they don't fit with the corners. It's got to a point now where even if you don't like them, you're actually feeling some pity for them because it's so bad.
I ain't feeling no pity for them.
I would never feel sorry. I would.
It's different from Pat. That's a Tottenham fan. It's different from Pat because he's a Tottenham fan.
I'm loving this, man.
I'm still getting Arsenal fans are still talking crap to me. That's the actual funny thing about it. Even after we beat them 2-0, even after you can see the league positions, they're still talking. So right now, I'm going to enjoy it, embrace it, and long may it continue, man. The run ain't looking any easier as well. I've seen some tough games in there. So, boy,
the next 3 games they're not picking up a point, bro. They're not picking up a point in the next 3 games.
Was it Southampton, Everton,
and Chelsea?
Chelsea.
Big up Daniel that just entered. Bless up Daniel for always supporting the channel, my G. Bless up, man. But Arsenal are in trouble, people. Let's not mince our words. They are in trouble because you've lost 7 out of 12. That's ridiculous. Now you can easily lose a couple more of your games. We all know the Christmas period is tough as it is. If you go into the new year with 9-10 losses, and you're sitting a point or something just above relegation, it's a madness.
Yeah, it's nuts.
I don't even know what to say. Dan just said in there, Man United's draw. That's what I'm saying. I was annoyed.
It don't feel too bad now.
It don't feel too bad now. You get me?
Yeah, we all drop points, but at least we didn't lose the game. And when you're losing to a team that you should be beating, and it was at home as well.
Well, you know what? They've lost 4 straight home games now.
That is
the first time since 1860 or something.
That's relegation.
You lost to Villa, Leicester.
Wolves.
Oh yeah, Wolves beat them too.
Yeah. Like all jokes aside, that is relegation form. Like we're not no bantering. I know it's easy to stick the nail in. But that is relegation form.
They've lost 4 games in a row to 4 teams that will not even come in the top 60 season. Do you know how peak that is?
Yeah, that's mad. That's mad. And see, look what my boy XB said. He said, "Enjoy."
No, that's a lie. Sorry. That's a
There you
lie.
go.
Leicester will come in the top 6. Sorry, I apologize.
Put that comment back on. You said enjoy it. Yeah, there you go. Enjoy it. We've been getting these in the group for years. That's what I'm saying. These Arsenal boys have been on my neck for years. So right now, I'm gonna love it, enjoy it, embrace it. I'm gonna dance in the rain. Big up Flicks.
No, I'm not from Newcastle. I'm not. Don't worry about
so even more respect to him for supporting them, boy. Mad
yeah,
thing.
trust me.
But yeah, Flicks is enjoying it, as you can see. Flicks, there we go, up the Spurs. He loves it, this guy. But now, man, so we'll move on from this game, analyzing the situation.
But where do Arsenal go from here? That's what I'm gonna ask my Arsenal friends. Where do you lot go from here? Like, all jokes aside, what happens next? Like,
they're not getting into the top half of the table. They're not.
It's mad.
They will, man. They will. Arsenal will not finish bottom half of the table. That can't.
Really?
That can't happen.
The kind of season that this is now. No, listen.
It can't happen, D man. I know what you're saying, but it just can't happen. This is Arsenal, man. Like
is this Arsenal team capable of putting a run of 4 straight wins together?
No.
Right. I can't see it, bro.
But you may not need to, though. This is what I'm saying. Like, as much as I want Arsenal to die and everything, yeah. What, they're on 13 points. they're on 13 points, yeah. And Villa's got 2 games in hand, so let me not count them.
They're averaging less than a point.
Palace have got 17. It's still tight, boys. It's still tight.
Yeah, for the bottom half of the table. It's still tight. Yeah.
Oh
they're
gosh.
not upper half of that table. They're not.
So you don't even think they will make top half of the table come end of the season?
They'll finish 11th. I'm being serious, bro. They're gonna finish 11th. Yeah.
You know what though? Man United was down in the dumps last year, and we ended up finishing 4th. Now we was never this bad, but
you lot have actually got decent players.
I know. I do. But Arsenal still got Aubameyang on the pitch.
Saka.
Put up that tweet.
Yeah. You're telling me Arsenal's 11 are better than the top 10's 11, first 11?
Put up that message before earlier where the brother said about Arsenal have got too many average players, because this is the truth. There's certain men at that club that shouldn't be at the club.
Brother, Villa's first 11 are better than Arsenal's.
Right. So then is it the manager or is it the players?
It's both.
It's both.
Because he's a rookie manager, in terms of this is his first full season, though he started midway through last season, he's learning on the job, and he showed at the moment he's got a lot to learn tactically. Because we looked at it before, they executed brilliant performances in the semi-final against City and the final against Chelsea.
Yeah,
but then from there, it's been...
Any manager worth their salt comes in there, and the first thing he does is remove Xhaka from that first 11. That's all you got to do first. That's the first thing you got to do. Then take it from there. The fact you keep playing this joker, you deserve everything you get.
But you know what? A lot of Arsenal fans have said since the booing incident, Xhaka's been one of their better players. Yeah.
But that shows you where they're at right now.
Yeah.
He has been, and that shows you where they're at right now.
Yeah.
Liability. Get him out.
Yeah, no, Arteta's got a lot. He has to shoulder a lot of the blame because there's teams with a lot worse players than Arsenal that are playing better as a collective. So Arteta definitely has to take some of the blame. Yes, some of the players ain't good enough, admittedly, but with that group of players, he should be doing better. Come on, like we all can see that. So yeah.
Yeah, here's Arsenal finished 6th. Huh? No. Not even the manager bounces.
No way. They're not going to. They finished 8th last season, and this team is not better than last season's one. And there's a lot better teams in the league. So how are they finishing 6th?
I need to pull up the little thing because when I said to Jason, when he said finishing 6th or something, I said maybe even that is too high. Man got onto me.
I remember that.
Foreign language. And now look at them jokers, man. Banner FC. This is what I always say. Banter FC. No matter how bad Man United are, or how bad we will be, we will never be them. We will never be like them. They're just on some joke team.
Yeah. Arsenal are finishing 8th to 11th, and 8th is being generous because you've got good teams now. Like you've got even like no disrespect, even Newcastle and Crystal Palace are I can see doing better than Arsenal.
Listen, if Newcastle finish above Arsenal this season, lock me off the timeline.
block him off the timeline.
Oh, shit. Everyone's gonna have to mute you. Everyone's gonna have to mute you, boy. It's gonna be a savage.
Let's move on, people. If you just entered, please hit that like button. If you're new to the channel as well, if you've never watched us before, please hit the subscribe button as well. We're going to be coming every week live and direct now. Let's move on to the Liverpool game, because you know Liverpool drew 1-1 in a game where Fulham put it on you in the first half.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. They deserved. To be honest, it was, as they say, the cliche, whatever, a game of two halves.
Yeah.
But that first half, man, Cavallero had two really good chances. The first one, both good saves by Alisson, but the second one, he really has to be scoring. You've got to be putting that top bins. He tried to pass it in. Obviously, Alisson was ready for that, but they could have put us away in the first half. Lookman causing problems, and Parker's been criticised for using Lookman and Cavallero up top, but it's made them more fluid in the football they're playing. And I have to say, Tony Khan was saying, he tweeted just before the deadline finished when Fulham got, I can't remember what defeat there, but they got brushed earlier on in the season, and he was like, "Oh, forgive us. One of the players that we tried to sign, I think he said had corona or something like that, and blah blah. When we get the people in, we'll be all right." And since they've got Joachim Anderson in, who was linked heavily to Arsenal last season, but he went to Lyon, but it didn't work out for him at Lyon. Fulham got him in on loan, probably end up buying him. They've got the boy from Man City in on loan as well at the back, and they look much better. I watched them earlier in the season beat West Brom 2-0, fully deserved that. And since then, apart from some shambolic defending against Everton, they've looked okay, because everyone thought Man City were going to brush them over last week. They put in a fight, and if they'd been better in the final third, they might have been able to get a goal, because Lookman and that got in by him, but then they didn't know what to do when they got around the box, and then it was easy for City in the end. But they could have. Those are the type of games, though. Everyone will thought Liverpool would win. So for Fulham to get a draw, you look at it and you think, "Oh, yeah, it's a good point." But in hindsight, they're going to look at it and think that we could have washed these one first half, but in the second half, obviously Matip got the knock as we were talking about off camera. I don't know what formation we were playing, because I was seeing Trent and Robertson all over the gap. Henderson started in at
centre back.
Half. I thought Henderson was arguably the best player on the pitch, personally. Just driving, passing it, kept things ticking over. He was definitely Liverpool's best player. Obviously, you might take a Cavallero, whoever from Fulham. Anderson did well, but we're lucky to come out with a point. One, because though you could see Fabinho got the ball, because he got some of the man as well. We've seen those penalties be given this season. And on our one, it's only because they changed the rule with the handball about raising your arm above your waist. Otherwise, that wouldn't have been a penalty that's got us a point, and Salah did his best to miss it. So we're fortunate to get a point. So we've got to make sure we go take care of Tottenham on Wednesday. Sorry, Pat. But we're fortunate to get the point there today. I'm not going to sit here and gas the tin. We, for a large majority of the game, we were outplayed.
So this comment here regarding your away form, because that's what I saw since the Watford defeat. Your away form in the Premier League has not been great.
It's been very,
like very 4 games and drawn like 3 or 4.
We got slapped. Obviously, after the Watford come back after the pandemic, we got slapped by Man City.
Man City.
That boring draw with Everton.
Did you lose to Arsenal? Was it in the league as well that you lost?
Arsenal 2-1. In a game that never ever should have lost. But we did lose it. And then this season, obviously,
Villa
started off okay. Villa slapped us. Since then, we have not won away in the league. Drawn against Brighton, last minute penalty, drawn today. So it's not like you need to sort it out, because by the end of the day,
are you concerned?
In a normal season, I would be, but because this season everyone's dropping points, we're okay. We're still in there. You know what I'm saying? We're still in there. But it's concerning, because you know what we're going to do at home. We've not lost at home for almost 4 years. But away from home, if you pick up the points there as well, then obviously we'd be clear. But they're not doing it, man. But Henderson, so Salah in the first half, I don't know if you lot saw when he turned and then shot it completely wide. Second half, Henderson had that chance that he should have scored, and then Curtis Jones ran from one leg for the pitch to the other, and then the easiest bit of the whole thing he did.
I know,
So don't we were poor, we still should have won it. And this is one thing I have to give credit for. When I was little, I used to cuss about, man, I didn't play well, they won again. But that's how you become champions. And I was talking about, well, actually, no, I'll leave the Spurs bit to when I'm going to say something about Spurs. I'll leave it till we talk about the Spurs Palace game. You get me? But yeah, we're fortunate to get the point. I'm happy to not have lost. I was down. I felt like we lost, but then Arsenal cheered me up in it. So.
What about this comment here regarding Jota's injury? Because I've seen a lot of stuff online. So some people are blaming Klopp. Some people are saying that who is he going to play? Where's your take on? What's your take on it, Double D?
I hear what Endo's saying, but at the end of the day, when you look at it, Liverpool have got so many injuries that who else would they have played? Because obviously Jota's the backup, so I understand. Obviously now he's got injured, but then saying that Salah played the full 90 and he was fine against Midtjylland. So I understand points game, but they were hacking him down, and you just knew that he was going to get injured. But we've got so many injuries. Who else are you going to play at the end of the day? So it's one of them ones.
D-Man's been skinning teeth over there for the longest while. Those of you that are listening on the audio, you can't see, but he's just been skinning teeth over there for D-Man.
You know what? Well, first of all, I'm going to say, listen, I believe Liverpool will still win the league. Yeah, I'll put that out there. But I said on the show yesterday, when I found that Alisson's back in goal, I said Fulham are taking something from this game.
Oh my days!
Take that away from Alisson anyway. That's a bit of banner, but Fulham should have clapped you lot. Yeah, that first 45 minutes, they should have been about 3 or 4-0 up. Good saves from Alisson, poor finishing for Fulham, and I believe they should have had a penalty. Yeah. That should have been a penalty.
Definitely.
Had they got that penalty and scored it, game done.
But one thing I will say though is that even in normal time, you could see he got a lot of the ball because the trajectory of the ball changed.
It went through the man. I still went through the man.
He went that way.
He didn't get it, so you move on, innit? You're fortunate to get the other penalty, but with the rules that they are now, I get it. Salah, like you said, did his best to miss it. But to be honest, you lot were flat. Flat from minute 2. I thought this is gonna be bad. This is gonna end up bad for Liverpool because you lot did not look at the races. And I'm still yet to have anyone convince me that Trent Alexander can defend. That
Sebs has been saying this for like 2 years now.
Oh, God.
So I'm laughing.
You know what? I'll let you know something because if I start on this whole right back thing, it will take up the rest of the podcast. Because what you have to realize as well, he's not the greatest defender, no. But what you have to realize as well is that he's Liverpool's playmaker. So if you're a right back and you're a playmaker, obviously you're going to get caught out how many times in the game going backwards, isn't it? It's common sense, you get me?
He's key to Liverpool's team, innit? But he cannot defend. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He cannot defend. So when you look on the back foot, don't think you can rely on him. Because I see Lookman twisting him up on a regular. It was embarrassing. And I know he got subbed off because he got rested. He played midweek and stuff, but he would have got dragged off anyway because he was poor.
Yeah, because it's his first league start back, innit? From injury, so up to the races.
There's no way you should be dropping points to Fulham, but you were saved by the fact that Spurs flopped as well. Chelsea and United and City, so it's not a bad result at the end of the day. But you should be putting teams like that to bed. Like,
of course, but the way the game went, that point could be a very valuable point come the end of the season.
I know, but the normal Liverpool that we've seen over the last couple of years, this ain't happening today. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's what now you can start see them maybe a bit of a change in the power that Liverpool had because you just wouldn't have dropped points.
Oh yeah, but you have to consider the injuries as well. You know what I mean?
That's true. You never had them injuries before, innit? Never had no injuries before.
No, we did have injuries because remember Alisson's been out, etc. But what we have is we have players out for 1 or 2 games. These big injuries now, it's like okay, it was going to happen because we had 2 straight seasons where it was just like people missing 1 or 2 games. So now it's like
creative, right? Robertson was on the pitch, he gets assists. Trent gets assists. Your front three is arguably the best in the world. Offered nothing. Your midfield, there's nothing wrong with your midfield. Yeah, that usually puts teams away.
Yeah, exactly true. But that's what I'm saying though. Though we were so poor, we still had the best 2 chances in the match. Did you not see Henderson Smith? Oh no, or the save rather. And then Curtis Jones, as we're saying, yeah, I know, but what I'm just trying to say is that as bad as we were, because you're saying creativity, we still had the best 2 chances. Because though Fulham were running us ragged, after that Cavallero miss that Alisson saved, how much did Alisson have to do? Considering how much they had us on the back foot. So it was all pace, get past, whatever, but they never had that in the final third.
First half, they
So
get
that's what I said before. Yeah, but then after that, as I'm saying, and that's why I'm saying it was 2 halves. Because Liverpool, though they were still not great in the second half, should have had enough to be able to win. That's what I'm saying. I'm taking the point. I'm not going to sit here and gas it. I'm taking the point. You have those games. You get me? Because when you think about it, I was down after the Van Dijk injury. So Gomez going down 2. First off, when the injuries happened, I was like, wow, we're either going to get top 4. So I'm cool right now because we've still been away from not good, but we're still going so still there or thereabouts. You get me? So
you're going to win the league. Don't worry about it. You're still going to win.
I'll take me a second with the state of things at the moment. You get me?
Once Harry Kane gets injured, it's a wrap. Don't worry.
Stop it! Don't do that, Judge. Let's
move on to Spurs. Then. Spurs also dropped points today. They play Crystal Palace, and if anybody's going to have a say in Liverpool winning the league, it's most definitely going to be including Spurs in that. So where do you see your point today, Pat? 2 points dropped or point gained?
2 points dropped from the first half performance, a point gained from the second half performance. I just got to be real. From like minute 46 up to like minute 81 or 82, when they scored, we were just not in it. And I don't know. Like I said today on Twitter, Jose has to take responsibility for that second half performance, because we just, like, in the first half we were all over them and we could have scored a few more. We were easily the better team. In the second half, we just sat back and camped and just invited the pressure on, and sooner or later you're going to concede. When you play like that, more than likely you're going to concede against any half-decent team. So, but after the results from Chelsea losing, obviously Manchester United and Man City cancelling each other out, and then today Liverpool, I couldn't believe it, but they drew as well. I mean, I could believe it from what I saw, but I didn't expect that to happen. You get what I mean? Yeah. And then obviously Arsenal dropping, so it is definitely a point gain considering Liverpool and Spurs are still neck and neck. But it's 2 points dropped when you actually look at the actual team on paper, and obviously the players that we got, we should be beating them. Do you get what I mean? Palace was always going to be a tricky one because they do have some ballers, and it is a game where we are expected to have the ball and break down, and they've got good players. Eze is dangerous. Zaha, we all know what he can do. They got good players, man. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, it's frustrating. But with what's going on in the league right now, I'll take it because at least we didn't lose, and we're still, you know what I mean? We're still joint first, so I'll take it.
To be honest, this game, I think in the end, as Pat's saying, in terms of the way the first half, though Palace had a couple of times, as I said, you see how free Zaha is now. Now there's another man just
because he's got a baller. That's it.
Yeah, on the pitch. The same thing happened as D-Man pointed out with the whole Barkley and Grealish thing at Villa as well. Yeah. Freeing up space for each other, right? So you saw, though Tottenham were the better team in the first half, you saw 1 or 2 times Wilf got in, Eze got in.
Guy. He's
sorry, let double D finish.
No, what was that comment? What was the comment?
Put it up where just mess up, man.
He's drawing me out. That means the whole league of bottlers right now. Then when people say stuff like this, anyway, go on. Sorry, double D. Apologies.
So, no, it's fine. No, I was laughing at the comment. That's why I said. Yeah. So it's one of those ones where, like, you see Guaita, or Guaita, however you pronounce his name.
No, he was Superman.
He told me from going to Palace games weekly, this goalkeeper does the most erratic things and then makes these incredible saves all within the same 90 minutes.
Yeah.
he's crazy.
He was Jekyll and Hyde today, innit? That was mad.
That save in the second half was outrageous, but that shot from Kane, I understand because the wind was horrible, but his footwork. This is why we talk so much about goalkeepers like ter Stegen or Black, Alisson, Edison with the footwork. Though he went the wrong way, if you've got the like that, you still could have saved it. The shot was right down the middle of the goal. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I couldn't believe what I was saying, but Son had one shot on, I think he was on the right.
Yeah.
Tottenham should have, those are the ones. But Jose, as Pat said, Jose got it wrong because Palace kill you on the counter. Don't sit back. Give it to them. Get the second goal. Then shut up shop. And also, you saw after, I know how good Lo Celso is, but you saw after Ndombele came off, Spurs never had no, until they had that move when they got forward when he made the save from Kane's free kick. But how much have they shown in the second half? So they got it wrong there, because now after the game, when you, as Pat said with our game, when you get in context of the result, you've come up with a point, cool, because Spurs were better in the first half, Palace were better in the second half. But then now you sit there and you see Liverpool draw, you're thinking, damn, we won today, go Anfield at that point, we've created a bit of breathing space. But Palace have definitely, Eze's definitely given them another dimension to their play. And I'll shout out, I wish he was still at my club, but shout out Nathaniel Klein, because he's come in for Joel Ward and he's held it down at right back for Palace this season. But Spurs, you see, there was something, obviously Pat saw Darren T talk on it as well, but you lot misunderstood. I was actually rating Tottenham, but he came on Twitter quickly. Tottenham will challenge the season. I think it will be at Liverpool, City, Tottenham and Chelsea, because Tottenham manage games much better now. Today they got it wrong, but they've still got a point. But they can kill you, like against Arsenal, they can kill you first half, and then they can shut up shop in the second half. Whereas before, even games like today, remember a couple of seasons ago when you got lost against Burnley away?
That's it.
They would have lost this game previously, and that's what Mourinho's brought to them. It's not pretty to watch at times, but it's a stillness. Højbjerg's been brilliant in the centre. Serge Aurier has transformed into this solid right back now, and I never saw that coming. Like the ingredients are there for them to do much better. They manage games better now. It's not going to be entertaining, but they're adaptable, and that's very important if you're going to win titles. Because Man United were perfect at this back in the day under Ferguson, in being able to adapt to different scenarios. So shout out Spurs still. But I did expect it. I said this would happen this season with Jose in charge. That I've never known of him to take over a team in the middle of the season. So I said, let him start the season with a team, and you're going to see something different. And you're seeing that they're gonna have a say in where the title goes.
Yeah, D-Man, what are your thoughts at the moment on Spurs and the result today? And also we'll discuss, because we've got Daniel Wright on. He wants us to talk about Palace a little bit, where we think Palace are going to finish up.
All right, so let me start with Palace. So it's a great result for them. I've got a Palace season ticket, so I'm used to seeing Palace week in, week out.
And
their motto is basically give it to Zaha, see what you can do in it. Like I've said it before, their fans get excited when Palace just cross the halfway line. Yeah,
stop it. You're meant to be being positive. You got.
Like somebody said, the introduction of Eze is like Barkley for Grealish. It takes that pressure off.
I can't believe you dropped that with such a calm and straight face.
Listen, anyone who goes to Palace will know what I'm talking about. Like they're off their seat. I'm just saying.
So you're killing me. It's the way you delivered it. So
but listen, Palace are a solid team, innit? They're a solid team, and I said to people, this will be one of Spurs' trickiest fixtures in that run of games that they have. Palace, and I said this is where they're going to drop points. They're going to drop points. And
you called it.
You called it. Once I called a draw on the show yesterday. I called a draw. I think I said 1-1 anyway. But when Kane scored early on, I thought it could be curtains. But then the longer it went on, you could see it happening. And
definitely.
Palace were they deserved the draw.
They were good for the points, man. They deserved something out of that game.
Yeah,
definitely.
but it's like I said, it's not a bad result for Spurs given the results everyone else had. So it's not a bad result. They're still up there. As long as they can keep Kane and Son fit, then they'll always have a chance. I just think they're going to fall short later on in the season. I think they're going to come a bit short, but they still have a very good season. I expect Jose to. Sorry, Daniel, man. That's so. I expect Spurs to finish top 2, top 3, get a trophy. I think it'll be a very good season for them. We know like Jose's team, they're not the best to watch, but like I said, when you've got Kane and Son in there, the quality of their goals are very, very good. It's just the rest of the play is not very attractive to watch. But right now, you don't care about it. Just pick up points, get out this tricky fixture list. Like if you can get a draw against Liverpool, that's a very good run of games that you've had. kick on from there. It's it's promising under Jose. I think give him another couple players to buy maybe in January or next summer, and you could be serious contenders. But yeah, Palace will finish, I reckon, around 10th to 12th. I think they've got enough in there to finish up there. So yeah, not bad.
And that's good because certain man was shouting relegation, bruv.
Never.
Yeah.
No, not Palace. No way. No way.
Another thing you showed me, D, from going to the home games, bruv. Wolf shooting is wild, bruv. Wolf is our shooting is wild, and like there was a couple times he got in. I know Pat would have been like streaming at the TV, and you're thinking, oh, well, yes, do hit the target. Then even if Flores makes a save, someone might get a rebound.
Because Dyer was backing off, but obviously Dyer respects that he's good and he can go either way. But he was just doing some wild shots.
Shooting it into the crowd, bro.
Yeah, that's it.
What's going on, man?
So what we saying then, Double D and Pat, for this game coming up on Wednesday. So Endo reckons that Liverpool will still beat Spurs in midweek.
Where is it?
Sorry, say that again.
Anfield.
Oh yeah. No, I'm not gonna lie. I think Liverpool will win. On our run of fixtures, I got everything right. I said we beat Chelsea. Sorry, I said we beat Man City, Arsenal. I knew we drew with Chelsea. I thought we was gonna win today. I can't lie. And I had Liverpool down as a loss. So I'm still gonna stick to my original thought. I think we'll come up short against Liverpool. I hate to say it. I hope I'm wrong, but I do think Liverpool at home, they're formidable at home, man. No matter what, they just seem to get the job done. So yeah, with gritted teeth, I think we'll lose. Unfortunately,
I think we could edge it 2-1, but if we leave the space in behind as we did at times today, and like against Villa, right? Kane and Son,
we'll get you.
If
but
not,
you're not going to do that. You're not going to do that.
Yeah, we'll play deeper. If Matip is out, he'll probably go for Reece Williams rather than Nat Phillips, because Phillips is sick in the air, but Reece has got more pace, because Tottenham will sit deep, and once that ball goes over the top, boy. So if we play properly, as I know we can, we'll get a result. But if not, then at best a draw, because they have the quality there to punish up. But what Tottenham you have to do as well, the only thing I will say, maintain this title challenge, is that I know Son and Kane are doing madness, but where are the goals from Aura and Lamella and Bergwijn and what?
Lamella's out injured. Stevie B should definitely be doing more offensively. I had this chat with some of my boys today, but Ndombele should have had a goal today.
Yes, he should. Yeah, he should have.
Yeah, he should have. So, yeah, you're right. Other people need to chip in as well. So, yeah, I hear that.
Reguilon versus Trent is going to be
interesting. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. It's going to be
Please let Trent get some of that.
Yeah, they both take risks going forward.
Yeah, Trent will have to be on job defensively on Wednesday. There's no doubt. You can't keep bombing forward.
Because Son will drift in, and Reguilon will go line. Son will drift in. It's going to be interesting.
Spurs are going to sit back though, isn't it? We're all going to know exactly how they do. So, yeah. So, yeah, Spurs are going to sit back. So, Liverpool are going to control the game. It's just going to be a case of making sure that they're efficient at blocking out the counter attack. That's just what it's going to be.
This is the thing, though. The games were, though, obviously, mainly when Jose wasn't there. But this is how I wish Thiago was fit for this game. The last few years, especially at Anfield, the way Tottenham dominate the midfield area. So we've had to bypass our midfield to get it to a Salah, Mane or Firmino to be able to hurt them unless we can free up Trent or Robbo. Having us up, especially when Eriksen was there as well. Just passing these triangles and squares around our midfield. I'm sitting there watching the game like this. Even
Trav, you know what Jose is going to do? He's going to obviously sit back and play deep and try to hit you on account of that. But he's going to clamp Mane, clamp Salah, and let Firmino do what he can because he's dusty, bro.
Why?
He's going to
behave yourself.
That's what he's going to do if he's smart. Watch how they double team Salah every time he gets the ball. What?
rough him up and that. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be very, very, very interesting.
I know we've moved on from Arsenal here. Is it time to call Big Sam for Arsenal? This is serious.
I think Harry Redknapp might do a job for them at the moment.
He's the only man that can save them from relegation, baby. He's never been relegated, baby.
Harry Redknapp or Sam Allardyce.
Joe Swash reckons that Spurs will get a point at Anfield. I see a point as well. If I'm honest, I see a point. What do you reckon? What do you reckon the result will be, D-Man?
I think Liverpool are going to win it 2-1.
2-1. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, Pat thinks they're going to lose as well. I think he's probably being more modest now. But I know.
This is the irony, though, Sebs.
No, I've got the screen. I
know. I've seen it. I know.
If Spurs win, City win the league.
Ooh, but Sebs, this is the irony. Even if we beat Tottenham, we've got Palace on the weekend, and I don't know if we're going to go Palace and get the job done because he's going to go hard against Tottenham, which means he's going to rotate for Palace. And
these games are coming in thick and fast, isn't it?
I know. There's no time.
Liverpool won't lose at home, but I still think we will win 2-1. Yeah, you always think Liverpool will win, side. So I mean, I can never say anything
positive energy.
You know.
Talking about that, shout out to Dash because I asked him after the game how does he feel, and obviously he's Mr. Positive in regards to Arsenal and Arteta, innit? And he still could say a bad word. All the other man there were like, "Oh, Arteta's done. He's cooked. Get him out." Dash is still like, "No, there's time. We'll be back." Man.
Yeah, we needed Dash here in the comments, man. We wanted to see what Dash has to say, boy. Yeah, man. But anyway, we'll move on from Spurs. Let's chat about Newcastle. Let's chat about Newcastle still, because we got a Newcastle fan there, and they're the only team that got 3 points this weekend. 3 points this weekend.
Must be nice.
Newcastle. Go on, D man.
Oh yeah, before Pat, forgot to say.
Wait. Sorry to cut you.
Dash.
He's here, people. He's here. Dash. Wicked. He's here.
See, look, you can't say nothing bad. He's saying it's time for the players to go. Just say Arteta's done, man. Come on, keep it 100. How can you give it to the players? Like, come on.
Dash. When is it gonna be the manager's fault? Dash. When? Come on, hit us with something. We're gonna move back on, but give us some comments, and we're gonna come back to your comments in a bit. Dash. Just when? We just want to know when you're relegated. Is that when it will be the manager's fault, or let us know. Sorry, D man, I cut you. I have to apologize.
See, Dan saying Palace are gonna.
What was I saying? Real G's beat Palace, innit? Right, that's all I can say for one.
Go away, man.
Stop it, man.
Right. And last time I checked, Spurs couldn't beat Newcastle either. So wait, the party. What?
We're having too much fun this season.
Though.
What? No, all those aside, listen. Everyone knows I'm not the biggest fan of Steve Bruce, innit? Yeah, I don't know what this man is doing at my club. I watched an interview after the game yesterday. I looked at him thinking, why is this man manager of Newcastle United? I just can't figure it out. But to his credit, he got his job done yesterday with half a squad. Let's call it half a squad. Half of them down with Corona. Hayden playing at centre back, and he made 2 game-changing substitutions. So my only concern is after going up after 19 seconds, you don't let them back into the game, bro. You should put them to bed earlier than that. But the equaliser, Jamal Lewis, sleeping. He annoyed me because he actually saw the man coming. He took a look at him, saw him, and just left him. Yeah.
Good finish by Furlong, though.
Good finish, but should never have happened. Should never happen. But credit to Bruce. He brought on Gale and Murphy, and they did the trick to get a much needed 3 points. So we've got what? I don't know how many points we've got. 17 points or something like that.
17. Yeah, you got 17. So
17
I just checked. Yeah.
In the grand scheme of things, we're not doing badly. Yeah, given the resources that we have, but our football is dire. I watched them again. The football is slow.
West Brom were beating you up for a little bit until Gale scored, you know.
Before that, West Brom should have put us to bed. Yeah. In that second half, once they equalised, West Brom should have taken that game and got the 3 points. So we were lucky. But West Brom played football. And I'm watching Newcastle. They refuse to play football. They refuse, or they can't play football. I don't know what it is, but they're so boring. They can't string 4 or 5. Watch them. They can't string 4 or 5 passes together. Give it to Shelby. He takes about 6 seconds to look up, 6 seconds, and it pumps the ball up on the wing, down the centre for man to try and run onto. It's shockingly bad. Like I said, only Burnley probably play worse football than Newcastle. And even looking at Burnley at Arsenal today, they probably play better football than Newcastle. There's not a team. Fulham play better. Every team in the league plays better football than Newcastle. It's like we're just... And again, I can't think of many wins where we actually deserve to win. The 3 points we picked up, the 5 wins that we've got this season, maybe West Ham, the first game of the season.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. You were decent against West Ham.
Other than that, we haven't deserved to win these games.
And no, actually, Newcastle. I'm sorry, Everton. Sorry, when Newcastle beat Everton.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah.
Beat Everton,
When Saint Maximin is missing 1-on-1s, costing me my FPL head-to-head.
Real G's beat Everton, you know. You know, you keep saying real G's beating all these teams, you know. Man United beat all these teams you're saying. By the way, we'll get onto that in a second.
Yeah, listen, we'll talk about Man United. But listen, we're not doing too badly. Like I said, we're not going to get relegated, but we're not finishing top half of this thing. If Callum Wilson gets injured for a sustained period of time, we're finished. We're absolutely finished. So I pray that he stays fit. Hopefully, within the next year or two, we can actually have a takeover that actually happens. But right now, I'm just enjoying the fact I can watch match of the day when Newcastle win. I'm not used to this feeling, bro. So
I hear that.
Doing it back-to-back wins. Wait, it's
let's talk about West Ham.
Yeah,
Yes,
we will.
We'll
get onto West Ham in a little bit. We'll chat about them. Yeah, they're worth a mention. We'll speak about them. But Newcastle, man, as you say, D-man, boring to watch. Steve Bruce is a rubbish manager. And at the moment, you're getting things done. But what we do have to all remember, it's 11, 12 games played. There's a lot of football left to be played, boy. And
what I will say is,
South, you lot are gonna need to improve if you're gonna continue to stay where you are.
That's it. But what I will say is, as a main striker, how many of you lot strikers have scored more than Callum Wilson? Just Harry Kane.
This guy's having too much fun.
You know what I mean?
Son. So, but I hear you. I like Callum Wilson. He's a good player. He's a good player.
The Salah count as a striker.
No. I'm talking about down the middle. So Harry Kane.
Oh, okay.
Okay. No one.
Down the middle.
Man United even got a striker anyway. So boy, it's.
How dare you? They got Cavani. How dare you?
Yeah. Leave him now. I know what he's trying to do. I know what he's trying to do. That's why I'm not biting. I'm not biting. I know what he's trying to do.
This guy having too much fun for me.
I know what he's trying to do. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see where Newcastle finish up, and how you get through over these next few games. Who's it you playing next over the next couple of weeks there, D-man?
Leeds, isn't it? You got Leeds on Wednesday?
Yeah, Leeds.
Oh, that's going to be a tough one.
Yeah, Leeds will tuck them in, to be fair.
You sure?
I reckon so. I reckon so.
Leeds can't defend. Yeah.
Do you know what?
They can attack, and I think they will open you up, man. I can see that being a good 3-1, 4-1 game.
Yeah, but at the same time, Sims, Leeds are naive at the back.
We've got Leeds and then we got Fulham, so we'll show you how to put Fulham away. Don't worry about it.
Go away, man.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Real G's, isn't it? Real G's beat Fulham.
Right.
Leeds, Fulham, Manchester City, Liverpool, Leicester. That's quite a tricky run of fixtures. So Leeds, Fulham, Man City, Liverpool, Leicester. That's your next 5.
Now Leicester will clap us. Liverpool will beat us. We'll take a point off City.
Oh wow, okay. You're away to City, by the way.
Newcastle are a bad matchup for Manchester City, bro. Just bad.
We'll part 30 man behind the
Hey, man, the manager will be on as well, yeah? Managing the fans.
Hey, Daniel's on Quant today. Daniel's comments are making me bust up.
Shearer and Asprilla, you know.
Hold on. So what? The time when we had Kabay, Demba, Cisse and all that, we were dead, yeah? Cause I don't know who you support, but we did pretty well.
He's a Palace fan. He's a Palace fan.
You weren't even in the league, bro. You weren't even in the league. You got a newcomer to this thing. No, listen, man. No. Yeah.
But Kabay was the baller, though.
Yeah,
Kabay was the baller still.
Listen, Kabay, Lauren Robert, Ben Arthur, them. What? Listen, don't chat to me, man. You're a Palace fan. Come on, man, Larry.
But even with all them players, you still weren't doing anything, though, and that's not even a dig. That's stop laughing, Pat. Stop laughing. I'm not digging.
When Pardew was managing Kabay, Demba Ba, Cisse, Ben Arthur, that season there,
you weren't doing anything.
Where did we finish?
What, fifth or something?
Yeah, they finished fifth.
Right, so that's not bad.
Yeah, but for what Newcastle, what we're talking about is doing something. You still didn't win anything, is what I'm saying.
Palace fan telling me we're dead.
Oh no. This is what I said, but I'm talking about me. I'm like, you still wasn't doing anything of real with the players that you had. You know, we're talking about like Spurs not winning trophies and stuff. You could expect to mount a title, like not a title challenge, like a cup run or something.
Nah. I don't think so. Newcastle ain't built for cups, man. Ever since them two back-to-back finals and we got clapped, man, we're not built for cups. Man. We're not built for cups. We're not. Anyway. We did win the championship, record points and them things there, but we did.
True stories.
That's a trophy still.
That is a trophy. No, and you know what? The championship isn't easy to win as well when you're down there, boy.
Arsenal find out next season still.
Is Dash still here? I'm still waiting for his response.
There he is. He said this. We need to clear the deadwood. We need a clear out in capital letters. The players need to be ashamed of themselves.
What about the manager?
Exactly. If the manager's not getting a tune out of these players, which we know there's quality there in Aubameyang, Saka, Lacazette, Ceballos.
No. You're not allowed to say Lacazette. You're not allowed to say Lacazette.
Lacazette came from Lyon with a good pedigree. He was signed for 45 million. You can't just all of a sudden just discount him. He is meant to be a top striker. I'm not even bantering. Why are you laughing?
What about
Why
Pepe,
are you laughing? Yeah, Pepe got 70 million. Come on, like you can't just all of a sudden say, "Oh, we need to clear out all these dead players."
Paella Pulis, yeah. Paella Pulis. That's what they call it.
Xhaka cost 45 million. These guys have spent money on players. Do you know what I mean? So they can't just all of a sudden now, the whole team's dead. Like, what? Do you know what I mean? I don't know, man. If Arteta's not getting a tune out of all of these players, then also he needs to answer some questions.
The thing is, I love Dash and everything, but Dash is a hypocrite because when he knows my thoughts on Ollie, so when Man United win a game, he'll be messaging me, what you got to give credit to Ollie. You got to give credit to Ollie. If the team does well, you got to give credit to Ollie. So then when his team are doing badly, it's not the manager's fault. It's all the players.
It's mad.
There's got to be some consistency here, Dash, man. Is it the players that win games or is it the manager? Obviously, it's a bit of both. But when a team performs as badly as they are on a consistent basis, surely it's the manager's job to get a consistent result out of players, a consistent sort of performance out of players, no?
Willian as well. He come over from Chelsea. He come with credentials. Like they got players in that team, man. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's they got players in that team, man. Yes, there's some deadwood in there, but there's also some ballers. Like if you're looking at teams below, they're looking at some of the teams above them. They ain't got as much quality as Arsenal have, but yet they're playing better football and getting results.
So this comment here from Said, Leeds manager will get a tune out of the Arsenal.
Yeah.
And I fully believe that. So
would Southampton's manager.
Yeah, exactly. So I said that the other day about Ralph Hasenhuttl. I asked them, did they miss a trick not signing him? And a few of them took offense, but I was being serious.
Look, I can't I can't be apologetic in the way I talk about Arsenal because I understand they're trying to build a process on some Philadelphia 76ers business. Yeah, trust the process, Arteta, right? But you see, when a manager like Carlo Ancelotti, who's one of the most successful managers of all time, is available, you get him. Apparently, the Arsenal board said something about how they wanted someone who could build a team. Do they not remember Ancelotti's Parma team in the 90s? With Buffon and a whole heap of other young players. But it is what it is. So I can't feel sorry for them. As I said, I think if they did not win the FA Cup, Arteta would have looked at things, changed things slightly, and they'd be much better off this season. They're just getting piped at home. It makes no sense.
Yeah, I hear that. Just some questions to you, D-Man. You seem to be getting some comments in the comments.
Yeah. What? Explain why I had to support Newcastle.
Why does the man like bare people don't support?
Now, you know what?
No, he's laughing. He's bantering you, man.
Listen. I'll tell you why I support Newcastle. Yeah, I blame my best friend in it. Yeah, because this was like I don't know 94, something like 95 or something like that, and we wanted to support a new team in it. Like when you start knowing about football in it, but it's like, oh, we don't want to be glory hunters, so that ruled out the Liverpools, the Arsenals, the Man United. My dad's a Spurs fan, innit? But I just wanted to piss him off, so I didn't want to support Spurs. We see.
If you didn't want to be a glory hunter, you could have supported Spurs, boy. Them days.
Stop it.
Seb's took it there.
I know. Seb's the 3-point.
No, but Seb's, remember them times they just won the FA Cup, bruv. They just won the FA Cup.
We saw a couple black men on the TV in it scoring bare goals like Rule Fox, Andy Cole, and someone else I can't remember. But it's Andy Cole that really got my attention, innit? So that this team looks all right. Let's just support them, innit? Didn't know who they were, and then we find out who they were. Thought, you know what? Let's just stick with them. So they go in it, and then
Cole
I was
blew
picking up Andy Cole. He was a bad boy. Then the man left for Manchester United. Yeah, and I should have left then. Yeah, I stayed, and let Ferdinand come in, started batting it up.
Yep.
Best days of my life. Yeah. Then we go and give away the 12-point lead. Yeah. To this day, the darkest day. Newcastle been relegated twice since I've been supporting them, but the darkest day is Liverpool 4, Newcastle 3. That is the only.
Connie Moore goes
in. I can recite the commentary in my head.
Yeah. We all can, boy. And the reactions, Keegan going down, Polymore celebration.
That's the only time I've cried, you know. It's the only time I've cried over football. That's the only time I've cried. But I stayed with them, and I stayed loyal to them. So, you know, it's been stress. It's been very stressful. But it is what it is, isn't it? It is what it is.
No, I like that. It's a good story. It's a good backstory to it. Yeah.
Now, the thing is, look. Back to now, you know what? I'm gonna. He hasn't been back in Newcastle. To be fair, he's real on his team.
Yeah, and, he's been honest. He's
real. And one of my brethren supports Aston Villa. Do you know what I mean? I don't know if he's still watching, but Chris, who was here earlier, he supports Aston Villa.
Oh, you know what I mean? I saw the name earlier. Yeah, I saw the name earlier.
Yeah, it can happen, man. And you know what? I have to rate you fans because. You lot supporting your team, and as you said, relegation, promotion, that's
loyalty, man. That's loyalty.
Yeah, man.
I like that.
Liverpool's the only team that Newcastle haven't clapped since I've been supporting them. They clapped Spurs on the last game of the season one day, and they beat them 7-1 one time or something. They clapped United 5-0, I think 6-2 or something like that. So we've had our moments.
I only remember that one.
You don't remember when we scored 6 past you?
No, I don't remember that one.
Okay.
I remember that Philip Albert. Yeah, I remember that one. But nah, big up though, D man. You're supporting your team through thick and thin.
He's real, and it wasn't until I met people like him, my boy Bear, who's a Fulham fan, that you realise how entitled you are when you support a team that are consistently in Europe and whatnot. You get what I'm saying? So we take them things for granted.
One thing about Fulham, and I always say how how dead their stadium is, yeah, and how dead their fans are in terms of the chanting, because they've got one chant. It says, "Come on, Fulham, come on, Fulham." And no lie, I turned on the TV today against Liverpool, and that's all I heard. Come on, Fulham, come on. Dead. But Fulham always clap Newcastle, so I can't really say too much. They always clap Newcastle, so I can't really say too much. Not this year, though. Not this year. We'll see.
Well, we'll segue on to the team that you hate a lot, and I'm guessing it's because of that 12-point lead. I can't think of any other reason why Newcastle fans hate Man United so much, boy. But I'm guessing it's because of that. But Man United 0, Man City 0. We probably shouldn't even spend that much time on it because the game was
terrible football match.
Yeah, that's probably the worst game I've seen this season. Like, that's not even bantering. It's just
it was awful. And to be fair, the majority of the United fan base that I have been seeing are not happy with that performance. Okay. Apart from the Ollie In people, the Ollie In people are trying to make sense of it. They're trying to put a positive spin on it, talking about we got a point. We didn't get opened up.
Clean sheet.
City can still do bits. They're a quality side. We matched them. All of this stuff. What did you guys make of it? Double D. What did you make of that game?
The game was horrible to watch, man. I flicked the channel to the well, no, I had it on my laptop rather. The Bayern Munich game. Well, that game was on the TV. I could just look away, but I wanted to because it was poor. City should have scored in the first half, and they did that lovely passing move, worked it out towards the right, and then Mahrez came in, and Mahrez was doing some nonsense. But yeah, other than that, not too much really happened in the match. There was that. Oh, actually, there was that opportunity when Pogba should have shifted the ball over, but he did some nonsense in the first half. So lucky Souness wasn't there. Bar that, I thought Pogba was another.
I don't remember that. You mean when Bruno Fernandes tried to play the ball through? I can't remember Pogba.
No, not through. It was like he had the opportunity to shift. It might have been from the Bruno pass, but just Pogba did some nonsense in the first half. If I get the minute when what bit I was talking about, but bar that, nothing really happened in the football match. Obviously, there would have been a penalty, but obviously Rashford was offside in the second half.
Yeah,
Don't like Welbeck he went down in installments, but he got kicked. There's contact, so the way it's going at the moment,
you got to go down, man.
Yeah, it would have been a penalty. But it's just a really poor game. It was too friendly. It didn't feel like a derby.
Yeah, even afterwards, they were all hugging and high fiving and spudding each other. Yeah, it was a lot. Keno wasn't having it. He was nuts afterwards. So.
But he's never happy about anything. Man.
Yeah.
he's never happy about anything, Keno. But it's a really bad football match.
Yeah, I know there's, again, it's the Ollie In people that are saying, I don't have a problem with this and da-da-da-da. I'm thinking to myself, look, I've played football, and when you're going into a game which you need to win, which is a derby, and you want to beat that other team, when the game done and it's 0-0, you ain't gonna be all happy. Like, them man are happy. They're happy. They're smiling.
Like John Stones and Maguire were proper pally.
They're all happy talking. I'm thinking. So wait, like you're not actually peed off that you lot have just drawn that game. Like you can't go from smiling, hugging, chatting to man to then go in the dressing room to be like this. Do you know what I'm saying? It's all fake. Like, and this is the problem. And the problem is because you've got the manager as well that's also going to come out and talk, and he's going to be smiling. He's going to be talking the talk and talking about this.
He doesn't know how to frown. He doesn't know how to frown. He's always smiling. No matter if you lot get clapped or not, he's always got a smile on his face.
Always smiling.
There's something wrong with him, bro. There's something wrong with him. But
always smiling.
I personally think that obviously the game was rubbish. Yeah, the game was trash. But I think the only positive that can be taken, well, on the chances created, I think City, if anyone deserved to win, maybe City, because they had the better chances. But a draw was a fair result. But I think the way City approached the game, I'm not really that surprised, because they know that United are a dangerous counter-attacking team, innit? Like they already felt the force from Leicester and Spurs, who sit back and hit you on the counter, so they had to defend quite deep. And I think in that respect, keeping a clean sheet and kind of limiting your chances, I think they can take a positive from that. It's the going forward where they haven't seemed to click this season, which is a bit worrying for them. they're missing Aguero big time. But Mahrez should have scored. Jesus should have done better with his chance as well. But you lot, on the flip side, you lot struggle to break down big teams. When you're up against a team where when you're at home, you should be pushing forward. You don't know what to do with the ball. And that's your problem. Even if you've got Fernandes or not, it seems to be a big issue for you lot. But like I said, I think both teams are happy that you didn't lose. Because and in the grand scheme of things, it's not a bad result. Given how everyone else dropped points, you still got the game in hand. You're not in a bad place. But yeah, the only thing I do disagree with, like you said, with the hugging and the embracing at the end in a derby game is just not good. That wouldn't happen between Liverpool and Man United. So
never.
It's like
I'll be surprised, boy. These Man United players may want to start hugging these Liverpool man and Liverpool man.
When we play Everton, these ones are trying to kill each other, bro.
Yeah, like
credit to John Stones though, the way he's come back into the team, man. He seems to be like Pep's guy at the moment.
Also talking of man redeeming themselves would be even if for a limited period. I thought Luke Shaw was decent yesterday.
He was, yeah. He played.
Doing what though? This is the problem. Like,
but by the way, he's been so bad. It's not like a compliment per se. It's just the fact that he actually what he was asked to do.
No, you know what? He's right though. Decent doing what? What did he do?
He actually did it because I see this man get caught out too much.
It's just that he didn't embarrass himself. That's why I said he was decent.
That's what I'm saying. That's how bad it's been. He didn't embarrass himself. So I thought, yeah, okay, you know what? But Sebs, would you say in terms of the way the game went, would you bring it down to the formation? Because realistically, you played them with four central midfielders, basically. Was it meant to be a diamond they were working or what? I didn't get what United were trying to do with their shape.
See, personally, I've spoken to a few United fans about this because I heard Flex briefly talking about 4-4-2. I didn't see a 4-4-2 for the majority of the first half when I was watching. I saw 4-3-3. And then other people I've spoken to, everybody's got different mixed messages on what the formation is. And this is our problem. And look, I'm not a clueless fan. I can look at a football and say, I know what formation people are playing. Yeah. But I'm getting different things from different people. So this is our issue. If we can't even work out what formation we're playing from watching, what are these players doing on the pitch? Now, one thing I would say is whatever we was playing, it worked. The players did seem to know their jobs and they played it quite well. But they played it in a way which it was safe. Ollie didn't. We're at home, yeah. Let's not remember that. I mean, let's not forget that. We're at home. It's a derby and we're Manchester United. Now, I get that we're not Manchester United where we were 7 years ago, but come on now, you should still be able to go after or try to win a game. We always should be trying to win football matches. You don't just go in to not lose. And this is where we are at the moment. And some of the fan base are happy that we're in a position where we're just happy to go into a game and not lose. And for me personally, especially after going out in the Champions League, I want to see something a bit better than that. I want to see a bit of fight. I want to see a bit of energy. I want to see us try and take the game because regardless of what everybody thinks, City were there for the taking. City are there for the taking this season, in my opinion. Definitely. So why not try? And we beat them 3 times last season.
That's what I was just trying to say. Even if they weren't on it since, like they're not at the moment, Ole's got a good record against them. Yeah. Like they've been in form. You've gone there and deservedly beat them. So I don't understand why you'd go into the game like that, like so negative. Try and take the game to them. You get what I'm saying? And then protect it. Make substitutions.
He made one sub. Donny van der Beek still can't get on the pitch. And he made one.
Why did he go there? Why?
Yeah, he made one. So both managers decided to take a point. And I guess they probably looked at it and been like, the long game, I get that. But yeah, I don't know, man. I just don't think that where we are at the moment, I think we should have tried to take the game to them a little bit more. And I still think that we would have been able to get some joy yesterday, man. I really do. But yeah, Man United the thing with us is we're going around in circles. And a comment that somebody made earlier about, if Bielsa was in charge, you'll get a better tune out of the Arsenal team. And I think this is just clear. Like with Man United, other than saying that we're a counter-attacking team, we have no identity. We don't have no passage of play. We can't. There's no consistency in our play. And at home this season, we've played 7 games and we've scored 3 goals, and 2 of them have been penalties. Like, anybody of any sense must look at that, and it must be a concern. You can't then be saying stuff like, "Oh, since February the 1st, we're unbeaten here, and we've only lost 3 games in the league." All of this stuff. It's just, you're just trying to paint a picture that's not really there. Look at the facts. The facts is that we're not. The eye test can show you that we're not performing well. And you can paper over the cracks for as long as possible, but the cracks will get bigger, and then you can't paper over them no more. You know what I'm saying? D-man, sorry, I know you love to dig the knife in into United, so you sure you don't want to say something?
I don't see. As long as you've got that brother in charge, I just don't see where you're gonna go. Like, you're not gonna get top 4. You embarrass yourself in Europe. So now you're playing Thursday football again. Like, but I just don't see. Look, I think this should be his last season, isn't it? Yeah, get rid of him. Thanks, but no thanks. But you've got the quality. If you look at your squad, you should be at least challenging for top 4, like maybe top 3. But your managers don't know what formation to play, don't know what players to pick. I just don't know what's wrong with you lot. I just don't know. I don't know what's missing. Like, you've got Fernando's creativity, and he's been the best player, the stand-up player ever since he came. You don't just baffle me. You actually do baffle me, because on paper you're not a bad team. You're not a bad team, but in reality, I can't see you finishing above City, Chelsea, Liverpool, Spurs, even Leicester. But I don't know, bro. I don't know. You're not bad, but you're not very good. Especially at home, your home form is atrocious. Like, this is Old Trafford. Nobody fares going to Old Trafford. You can't buy a win there. You lot are just you're like a glorified palace. You're a counter-attacking team, bro. That's what you are. Like, you sit back, but when the onus is on you to take it to team, you run out of ideas. You've got the best finisher in your club in Greenwood. You've got a decent keeper who seems to hate his near post. I don't know what's happened to the hair in his near post.
Hates his near post. That's actually funny.
He's been deep this season, though. I can't get onto DDG this season.
This season he's been okay. He's been okay. You've got Maguire, who you brought in to be the version of Van Dijk, and he's nowhere near. Wan-Bissaka, he's okay. I don't know if this is the level for him. You need a new left back. As good as decent as Luke Shaw was, you need a new left back.
Tellez is good, but he always has fitness issues. But Tellez is a good signing.
But the problem is your manager. It is your manager. He's a yes man. Like I said, he don't stop smiling. He's looking like a rabbit in the headlights. Every interview, he just chats rubbish. He chats rubbish with his big eyes. He don't know what he's doing. But he's a yes man, so he's gonna be there unless you don't make drastic changes. There's no reason to get rid of him, because every time you think he's gonna get sacked, he pulls a result out of the woodwork. Yeah, but in reality, he's got no tactical nous.
Yes,
you pulled him in. He got relegated with Cardiff. He won the league in Norway, is it, or something?
Yeah,
that's his credentials, and now he's managing one of the biggest clubs in the world. Get out of here, bro. You were a super sub. You weren't even a star of the club. You were a super sub. Allow it. You don't know what you're doing. You don't know what you're doing. Yeah. It's only man like Arteta that's making him look half decent. That's all it is. That's all it is. Otherwise, he'd be out of it. I don't know why he ain't got like a Poch or who else?
Allegri
or someone like that. A big club like Man United, and their manager is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. What player in their right mind is going to want to come play for United when they're managed by this yes man? It makes no sense to me. It makes no sense.
I hear you, man. Pat, what's your thoughts on United?
I think you said it perfectly earlier. You're just going around in circles. It's like, personally, I think he's not good enough for the job. He's not big enough. I think D-Man said it exactly. His credentials doesn't justify having a job as big as Man United. And pretty much every time his head's on the block, he somehow pulls out a magnificent result, whether it's beating City 2-3-0, beating PSG away from home, like certified results. Like you can't sack him after that. But when you look at it, it's just the same circle over and over and over again. I do think last year he did amazing getting Man United finished third. I don't know how. I mean, we do know how he did it after lockdown. They were amazing. But if you look at it on paper and how they were before, you're like, how the fuck did they finish there? But they did. So that bought him more time. Getting them back into the Champions League was pretty much what he was, brought in to do. So he did that. But yeah, when you look at him, he just doesn't. There's no plan. Like you said, Samps, there's no plan. I don't see a plan with Man United. Yeah.
Just quickly, sorry. If you're looking at the Premier League from an outsider's point of view, yeah, you've got man like Guardiola, Klopp, Mourinho, Ancelotti, managing in that league, and you roll up with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
Yeah, it's peak.
Put that into perspective. Put that in perspective. No one ain't taking you serious. Nobody. That's how bad it is. No, you're a joke. You are not you are not being taken seriously when you've got that caliber of manager in the league.
Yeah, because no shade to United. Even like Brendan Rodgers has a better CV and has more credentials than Ollie. And I've had this argument before when we talked about Brendan and Koch. I don't really rate Brendan Rodgers like that, but he's more certified than Ollie. Do you know what I mean?
Look at this comment here. Ollie, best manager post Fergie.
Oh, come on.
Oh, is that serious? Is that a serious comment?
It must be on a wind up because LVG won them a trophy. Mourinho won them 2 or 3, depending if you look at Charity Shield as a trophy. So how could Ollie be the best manager when these guys have actually put trophies in the cabinet? I don't get it.
Because he beat Pep 3 times, that's why.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got a big shiny trophy for that. But before we move on, Sebs, obviously asking you because you're a Man United fan, when Ole first took over, it was like maybe it's because he wasn't like he was the temporary manager or whatever. You don't look like he really wanted to press teams, get after them, etc. I remember we played you and you had 3 people pull up with hammies in the first half and whatnot. Then since then, I don't know, like there's no identity. So obviously Pat said the thing about Brendan Rodgers earlier. He would have given an identity to United, whether you're playing 3 at the back or 4 at the back. And sometimes when you've got, because they are good players at Man United, as well as some dead ones, when you've got an identity, you know what you're going to carry out on the football pitch. As, again, what Pat said earlier, look at Southampton. Southampton have no players that are regarded to be brilliant. But they all buy into the system and play the same way. Walker Peters couldn't get into Tottenham's team. Look how good he's looked at right back for them. Yeah. I don't know why Southgate doesn't pick Bertrand anymore at left back. He's naming some England squads, naming 4 right backs in the England squad. Like Ryan Bertrand's not been out there in the Southampton team that are keeping clean sheet after clean sheet after clean sheet. And you sit there, identity is the key thing. Leeds are naive at the back and they will learn. But Bielsa, identity, they're going to press you high. And whether it's 3 or 4 at the back getting wide and whatnot, United thrive off of teams' mistakes. So if teams don't make mistakes, you're going to get nil draws like you did against Man City yesterday. A perfect example was the West Ham game. You made the changes at half-time. Pogba, brilliant goal. Then Rashford should have scored a chance even before the goal. He missed and whatnot. So
he's lost to Arsenal. They lost to Arsenal.
Yeah, it was a penalty though. I like as much as that was a penalty.
We were rubbish.
I don't know if Arsenal deserved it. They got a penalty and it's a bit.
Just to interject in, Double D, going by what you were saying is anybody that's watched this show for now, this is what 57 episodes. I've been talking that talk. Pat can back me up on this. Football is about systems, and I keep saying this. You can talk all you want about individual players. I'm a very big believer that players, you get the best out of players that are playing in the right system that suits them and also playing with other good players. Now, the problem that we have at Man United is we do have good players, and that is the problem because this is what is papering over the cracks. Now, at least with Arsenal, you can argue and say Arsenal have dead players, and then you can sort of argue, is it the manager or is it the players? With Man United, this is why we keep going around in circles, because when the manager's head is on a chopping board, the good players can dig him out of a hole. Against West Ham, we were Oh, we were so bad in that first half. Oh my God, I don't think I've seen a worse first half than that. It was so bad. Then second half.
Pull up that comment 3 in midfield. You put that on.
Wait, let me finish saying what I'm saying first. And then in the second half, the reason why we got back in the game is it wasn't from tactical play or anything. It was because of a wonder goal from one of our special players. A long punt upfield.
Fernandez plays it inside. Pogba outrageous finish. Yeah, exactly. The ball did go out.
Man, just let us have a moment, yeah. Jesus Christ, ball that play, you know. But anyway, long punt upfield. The ball comes back in. Yeah, good pass, really. Little bit of spin and that. And then Bruno plays it to Pogba. Great goal. Do you know what I mean? Then we get back in the game. Then a moment of brilliance with Greenwood. Again, nothing tactical. And this is why we're able to get back into games. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer doesn't have anything tactical about him. When he first came, this is what I'm saying. A lot of fans feel that he lied to us because first he came in and he said the team's going to be all about Pogba. I'm going to build a team around Pogba. We started playing 4-3-3. We started blowing everybody away. Then, as you said, we started getting a few injuries and we never went back to that system. That pressing football totally went out of the window. Went out of the window. We lost to Arsenal, I think it was. And then from then, when we went out in the Champions League, we lost to Arsenal. And then that was the start. And it just started going downhill from then. And yeah, man, it's annoying. But we're going to keep going around in circles because, as I said, we do have special players that can dig him out of a hole. So 3 in midfield have said that is definitely not true. Mourinho won 2 trophies, second place finish. After that second place finish, they should have backed him properly. They gave him league run. And you know what? At the time, I'll be real. I thought to myself, Jose was still a bit, Jose caused problems at Man United. Let's not beat around the bush. He did, but at the same time, we all know where the problem lies. The board is a joke, and it keeps happening. Even any manager that comes in, they're gonna be playing with their hands tied behind their back because the board that we have are jokers, man. Look at Dortmund, sacked their manager already. They're
like that. Boom.
In their league. I mean, they're 5 points behind Bayern Munich. Their group in Champions League, sacked. Do you know what I'm saying? This is what we should. If you've got the ambition to get back to the top, this is the sort of move you need to be making. And
you don't settle. You don't settle. Yeah.
Our people ain't interested.
And this is it, though, because just to finish up, because obviously you want to talk about other teams.
Yeah.
United got 66 points last season. 66 points should never be getting you to the Champions League. So we can say that he did a good job getting them there, but if people weren't farting about with their opportunities, you get me. Look at Leicester's capitulation. Obviously, it's because of injuries, but Leicester won just behind Liverpool till we beat them 4-0. So to go from there to end up 5th, obviously injuries were, but that is so United come in and then obviously Chelsea get in as well. So we can sit there and say, oh, Ole and Lamps did good jobs, but 66 points. Come on now. So
this is it though, Double D. It's always context. Like people can, and again, we're not going to talk about Martial now, but it's always, you look at stats. Stats can tell you one thing. It is always about context. So the stats will tell you that we finished 3rd last season, but the context around it is it was a joke of a season, really. That tally wouldn't even have got you 5th or something.
That's what I'm saying. Arsenal a few years ago, when we picked them to it, got like 74 points or something like that, and
even looking I think when Man United finished 5th that year under Jose, I think we had more points than that or something. It's a madness. And don't get me wrong, he done well, but again, special players. Bruno came in and he just galvanized everything. It galvanized. It weren't like new tactics or nothing like that. Just the bounce from that, and we actually finished the season quite poorly. We limped over the line. We literally limped over the line.
Rumor has he had penalties as well.
Say that again.
Rumor has it you got a few penalties as well.
No.
Penalties on your neck.
They're penalties though, isn't it? Like if you get penalties, you get penalties.
Bro,
nobody get their fair share of penalties.
Apart from Bruno's one against Aston Villa, apart from that one.
Yeah, you're gonna get what that happens with every team. They're gonna get things that they shouldn't get. It swings and roundabouts. Do you know what I mean? But the majority of the penalties we win, they are penalties. That's a fact.
Okay.
That's a fact, D man.
Yeah, okay. I'm just saying that men lie, women lie, numbers don't.
Yeah, we got tricky players that win penalties, man. You know what I mean? It's all good.
Tricky players. Okay.
Yeah, tricky players. Sense that goal never off stood. Yeah, but the thing is really and truly, none of us, other than when you got to match of the day and they had that nice, technology that can show the ball that actually went out. None of us could really see it. I don't think that
the players did. The manager did.
The players they were complaining.
Manager did, but that ain't the referee didn't. The linesmen weren't looking. Do you know what I mean? So they couldn't give it.
But do your job. Do your job. They needed Sean Massey out there, mate.
But yeah, man, bun Man United anyway. You know what I mean?
Shout out to Jazzy. Shout out to Jazzy for tuning in and for the comments as well. Appreciate that.
Let's speak about West Ham because Rippleways live.
Yes. I'm liking them this season.
Yeah, West Ham digging out results, boy.
Yeah. They show a lot of fight. I mean, even our game, we 3-0 up. A lot of teams would have just crumbled and said, you know what, let's not get embarrassed. But they came back and they went for it. So yeah, and they've been getting some good results. What are they, 5th or 6th at the moment?
Oh no, I think they've done 6th as a result today.
Yeah.
This season is crazy though. Like West Ham were fighting relegation last year. Aston Villa were fighting relegation. Now look at them. It's mad.
Yeah, I know. Southampton are 4th, Chelsea 5th, West Ham 6th.
Yeah.
West Ham are 6th
again,
right now.
Sebs, before I let Pat continue, what's it? Villa, from the Championship how Dean Smith wants to play football.
Yeah.
So as you say, we got Barkley in. They're gonna play one way. They can be naive at the back, but you push up against them, man, they're gonna kill you. Grealish, Barkley, Douglas Lewis is very good. Probably going to get bought back by Man City because they got a buyback clause. You know what I'm saying? They've got players in there, but they have. How Villa are going to play. We don't know what to expect from United. Again, you see it, but yeah. Anyway, sorry, Patty, finish up.
Yeah, no, just saying that West Ham look good. The thing is, we rant and rave about Leeds. I will say this: we rant and rave about Leeds, but they keep dropping points. Not even dropping points; they keep getting beaten. So they've got to be careful. It's all well and good having some swashbuckling identity, and everyone wants to bomb forward and blah blah blah. But if they keep getting beaten, then they'll be in trouble.
I told man.
So they gotta be careful because they've been beaten by a few teams that we wouldn't have expected them to get beaten by, if we're being honest. So they gotta be careful, man. The Premier League is unforgiving. Before you know it, you're in that bottom 4, bottom 5, and it's hard to get back out of it.
Ask Arsenal.
Hold tight,
Gandhi, man, what are you saying?
I said hold tight West Ham because everyone thought with that tricky run that they had, everyone thought the worst was going to happen to them. But I personally thought they would come through okay because they tend to turn up against the big teams anyway. But they're carried on their form from the back end of last season. They're playing good football. They look solid. They've got some good attacking talent. If they can get more goals out of Halle, then they could be quite dangerous. I mean, I think they're in a stage where they can go into most games and expect to take something from it. They've got no one to fear. They even when they lose, they're generally unlucky. Again, Real G's beat West Ham, but
yeah. Well, you get me? Yeah. Real G.
Me.
I'm in the camp.
You know what's mad? Every time you said this, I can't even put my hand up and say, like it's mad. All the teams that you're saying, even though we're joint first,
we beat West Ham.
We didn't beat West Ham. Who else?
I'll help you out there. Real G's beat West Ham convincingly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not Liverpool.
What?
Yeah? How many chances did we make when we beat them 2-1? Go away. Stop it. No, but big up Moisey.
No, but they've got some exciting players, and I believe they'll finish top half. I think they'll finish just outside the European places, but it's actually good. It's actually good to watch West Ham play. Like
Yeah.
they play decent football. Like I'm actually, I don't mind watching them play. I expect them to give bigger teams a run for their money. It's a surprise when they lose to the lesser team. So I think they could have a decent season. I actually think they could have a decent season. So good on them.
They're adaptable as well. You could go 4 at the back, 5 at the back. Shout out the recruitment. Suchek is sick. Kufal's come out of nowhere. Very solid, whether he plays in a 4 or he plays in a 5 and is a wing back. Jared Bowen looks dangerous every single game. He's starting Ben Rama now, and we all know how good Ben Rama is for anyone who's watching in the Championship. As Dee said, they actually play good football. And we alluded to this when they lost to Arsenal 2-1, because they didn't have that much possession. Nearly every single time, look at free midfield, can we not big up boys? Every single time they came forward against Arsenal in that second half, they looked like they were going to score, but obviously Arsenal stole it at the end with the Nketiah goal. But West Ham solid. Big up Cresswell. They've got some good players. Declan Rice, he's not some people's cup of tea, but I think coach from free midfield. Yeah, I like Rice.
I think he's a really good player. Coyote is good. Masaku, is it Masaku? He's just got injured. Yeah, he's good.
Yeah.
What are we saying about Declan Rice though? Because I wanted to bring that up, is because Rippleway will know I've had some words to say about Declan Rice in the past, but I think he's
grown on
me. He's grown on me, I must say.
He's solid. He's decent.
He's a good player. I can see Chelsea coming in for him soon, or even Man United.
There was talk this summer of Chelsea and at the start of last season, but then they bought Rodri. There was Man City talk, but then obviously they bought Rodri at the start of last season. But he does his job. Like, he intercepts, he tackles.
I think Declan Rice is better. I think Declan Rice is better than Rodri. I think he's definitely better than Rodri. He's better than Rodri on the ball. Yeah. I think he's better than Rodri. He's better on the ball. He's better on the ball than Rodri. He's a better passer than Rodri. You know what? And I had this argument in one of my football groups. People big on Man City players because they play for Man City. The same way people were big on Laporte when they come in. And I said, Laporte, some of the average Man City players ain't that great, but because they play for Man City, they get a lot of ratings. Like Laporte, people started bigging him when he first came in, and now Laporte is a decent centre back, but he's not as great as people made out. Now he's not even. John Stones is in the team instead of Laporte.
Yeah, but John Stones is playing well. He's playing well.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But if Laporte was as good as he was meant to be, especially on that big price tag, John Stones should not be pushing him out of the team. And the same with Rodri.
I think that's a good point.
It's a point that we should bring up definitely on another podcast, because I think because Declan Rice is English, people don't give him the respect that he deserves. Declan Rice.
But he's English, they big him up.
I don't know.
No, with the fans though. If we're talking about we're on a fan channel now, isn't it? So with the fans, English players don't get ratings because they're English.
They don't. They don't.
Fans, like, if he didn't have a Dino or something at the end of his name,
that's what.
Don't get love.
And I think Declan Rice unfortunately falls into that category. He's a good player, man.
He's decent, he's decent.
Yeah, see, I was speaking to someone who was raving on about Rodri. I don't see it personally.
Yeah, neither do I.
You know what? Let's segue on, actually. Big up West Ham. And we spoke about Leeds. They have to start getting some results. They play Man United soon, and in a game where I think that we could actually win because they're going to come at us. But, let's segue on to next man that I don't rate, Havertz and Werner.
Okay,
yeah, exactly what Pat is saying. When certain men come with big price tags and all of that, we overlook, because we can get at certain players, talk about they're not clinical and they're not this and they're not that. Yeah. And you got certain men that are just dropping like some madness on a weekly basis.
Dropping stink bombs after stink bombs. No one's talking about it. Werner's missing open goals, and no
on a regular
about it.
On a regular,
dropping 2 or 3 out of 10s every other weekend, and no one's talking about it. It's a bit mad.
They're not.
What I will say about Havertz though is that He's just turned 21. He's come to a new country, right?
There's a lot of excuses.
Left his playhood club and he was crying. Yeah, but Lampard doesn't know what to do with him. He's playing him wide. Havertz plays in the centre. He plays as a 10 or a false 9. Lampard just throwing him into the team. You know when you got a new signing, so you're just shoehorning them in there. Man looks lost. He doesn't know what he's doing. And he's Werner. Don't get twisted. He is, man, someone poorly missing the season. I obviously know you, man.
Werner will come good.
When he played at Leipzig, if you watch him play the last couple of seasons, last season they played Bayern. He missed the open goal. Like Neuer ran that way, and he passed. So it's no surprise. But what he is for the team, he always makes things happen. He runs across the front line, pacey, lays the ball on. So he's always doing. You get me? What you say, D?
Great strikers miss open goals. Like Fernando Torres.
Oh my God.
That's the thing. Werner's another one. Werner's never been an out-and-out right striker. He can obviously play in the centre and can be good there, but I think he's better off on the left or the right, especially on the left, kind of to his right foot or whatever.
You know what? What I will say is that people make a lot of excuses for certain players because I see it, and I'm not even a Man United fan. Since the flack that Martial gets.
Thank you, coach.
But people do not make the same. People give like the Werners and they have all of this. Do you know what I mean? Excuse after excuse and blah after blah. But Martial doesn't get that. So it's like you got to keep consistent. No, you don't.
Chelsea
had 20 years. Yeah? And Havertz have had 5 minutes. Yeah, it's not. Come on. Martial's about
right for 21-year-old after 3 months, and he had COVID.
I'm not writing them off. I'm just saying that these guys need.
We're just calling it as it is now. We're saying what we're seeing now. We have to have the same energy. This is what I'm saying.
Exactly.
We have to have the same energy.
Who's performing better now, Martial or Werner?
They're probably on toe. Probably like for like.
Yeah, because you know what, and this is the point. No. You know what? The thing with Martial, is his all-round game hasn't been tracked. He's missed a couple key chances, but he's one chance and he will miss it. Werner's missing chances, but he's getting another one. And Werner's missing at least 2 chances in a game, still getting about 3 or 4, and then he can still knock one. You know what I'm saying?
Still winning.
Yeah, because
let's throw them under the bus when Chelsea points and 2 dead. And they took the Champions League group.
All I'm saying is that I know strikers go through bad runs. I know strikers miss chances, but you need to create to score. And I'm just saying that we don't have the same energy for certain players. We always come up with things different for the people that we like. That's all it is. And right now, them man there, and it might be down to Lampard not utilizing them correctly, not playing the right system to fit these man in. But we can see these same issues at other clubs as well. Again, and the energy ain't the same. That's all I'm saying. Chelsea, look, they lost to Everton 1-0. That shouldn't be happening. They shouldn't be losing to Everton. With the talent they've got on. You think Chelsea should be losing to Everton? Double D.
Everton have a better manager, but when you look at it, 1, Chelsea are away, and 2, Everton have a manager that is 100 times better than Lampard. Lampard's got the better players, but he's still learning. So it wasn't a shock to me.
The best striker.
That was a shock to me. I didn't expect. I'm saying Chelsea should be up there challenging with your Liverpools and your Spurses. That means you don't drop Everton.
D-man's fishing with. You're fishing with that one. You don't believe that. He's smiling. He says it.
They got the best striker in the league.
The most unformed guy. The most unformed striker,
I know, yeah. If you've never watched a football game and you just look at the stats, then
No, Everton got the best striker in the league currently. They've got the best striker in the league ever.
You get me, but one of them was there. No, I thought Everton would get a result.
Did you? Oh, see, I didn't. I thought Chelsea.
I didn't. I never saw that coming. I can't lie.
And especially the way Everton, Everton haven't been in the greatest run of form recently as well.
When they started off the season, they beat West Brom 5-2. Obviously, first game they beat Tottenham. Hammers was doing all his,
but Hammers has been playing few games as well, even when they've been dropping points.
Creative, yeah, no, but I'm saying now in the last few games. So, but though that I thought that would be because see the thing with Chelsea is mad because it seems like why are you being so critical when they've been keeping clean sheets? But I still think, and yesterday showed it, Chelsea can be got at. Mendy's done very well in goal. Thiago Silva, though 36, is organising the backline and he's making Kurt Zuma look like the defender they big Kurt Zuma to be when he was
but you know what? Saying that though,
discussing that, but I still think they can be got at.
There's not a single team in the league that can't be got at. Every team's defense ain't great.
Definitely.
No. It's your attack.
Anyone could be anyone this year. This year as well. Like anyone could be anyone.
Yeah, so we'll see, mate. We'll see.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think Everton will fall off the wayside. Pat, you and I will agree on that.
Yeah.
They'll fall down. And I didn't expect them to take points off Chelsea. Chelsea are a team that I thought would battle Spurs and Liverpool, man. But it's looking like, well, look, it's just one result. Let's not get carried away. But it did shock me. It didn't shock Double D, but it did shock me. I didn't think that they would lose. But yeah, man. Wolves, Aston Villa.
Both keepers were on job, buff. So but that penalty
to say about that game, man, dead.
Dead as well.
Nah, Martinez was on smoke. Well, both keepers made the back save, but Martinez was on smoke with some of the saves that he was making.
Right.
I still think Martinez.
Go on, Pat.
No, I still think Martinez is better than Leno, man. I still think I'm still shocked that they let Leno go and kept. Sorry, they let Martinez go and kept Leno.
Martinez didn't want to. Arteta said Leno will be number one in it, and Martinez had a bag of offers, so he jetted. And good
He's
for
at
him.
a better club now, anyway, so it's all right.
The table will back up that statement, D-man. So I hear you.
And Leicester boys, I didn't see the game. Double D, you watched it because I was watching the Arsenal game, but watched it.
Yeah, I had Leicester on the lappy, and I saw the TV, and Arsenal ended up just fixated on the Leicester match because, they were very good in the first half. But saying that, before they even scored, Maddison was brilliant. But before, I think he's heard that crud we've been saying about Grealish. I'm not having this, but Welbeck missed a 1-on-1.
Oh, is it?
So if he didn't miss that, this game would have been completely different. And after that, then it was just a Maddison and Vardy show. And I'm telling you what, that Justin, even when Pereira and Castagne are fully fit, I don't think they can both get back in the team because you see Justin, he plays on the right or the left for them and he puts in a shift every game. Well, Vardy's movement and whatnot, Leicester.
Wow, you know what? Leicester are only 1 point behind Tottenham and Liverpool. I'm just looking at the table now.
Yeah, because we both true. This is the thing. But this is the thing with Leicester.
Wow.
Teams.
You've been there before.
Leicester can go and play a team that you don't think they're going to lose to and get spanked. Earlier in the season, these man beat City 5-2 and then went and lost 3-0 at home to West Ham, bruv.
Leicester
they can do that.
They can
do that, bruv. You get me? But no, they look very good today. Harvey Barnes benched. They still went out, did the job. But you can see Brighton how much Lamptey means to them already because he wasn't in the squad today. He must have a niggle or something. And then
he's suspended. He got 2 yellows. He got sent off the other day, didn't he?
He was back, but they said he got a bit of an injury, so he'll be back for
the game.
Injury. They interviewed Potter before the game. Yeah, he was back. He already served a suspension, but so you can see without his pace there how much he means to them already. It was all too slow, and there was no Lallana in there either. To be honest, he played Jahanbash, Welbeck, and Mope. So in terms of Potter's time at Brighton so far, he actually went for it, but just enough. They played wicked. They played lovely passing football, but they just ain't got that man to.
Where was Trossard on the bench again?
You get me? I believe he was. I believe Trossard was on the bench because that would have been too expensive for.
He must have been if you said he went with them three.
I mean, it was them three, and then March, Basuma, Grosh, and Veltman. Yeah, so no Trossard.
Yeah, Trossard on the bench. He did come on though, according to this. Actually, he didn't come on. He didn't come on.
He didn't come in.
Yeah, no, he didn't come on.
So yeah.
Yeah, man. Boy, well, you know what? That's all the Premier League games. Southampton 3, Sheffield United 1 is the only other one. Southampton keep doing their thing, marching on. Again, it's very hard to really know where these teams are going to finish because, you know, it's a lot of football still left to be played. You know what I mean? Because at the moment, you've got Southampton up there, West Ham up there, Everton up there. They're not all going to finish up there. Do you know what I mean? So some of them are going to have to start falling off.
All you need to know is that the top 4 is going to consist of Liverpool, City, Chelsea, and Spurs, and the bottom 2 of the 3 is going to be West Brom and Fulham, and Arsenal finishing bottom half of the table. That's all the certainties, bro. That's what it is. Everything else is up for grabs. Everything else is up for grabs.
I can't even really argue with that. To be fair, I can't argue with that. I do feel if I don't know when it will be. I do feel if Man United did get a different manager in, then we could definitely push City for that spot, and maybe even
you could, but I just don't think you're going to get rid of my man. So I just
think I know, and yeah, again, I can't really argue with that. I can't argue with that at all, man. You know, but boys, thank you very much for coming on again.
Big up.
Thank you all who tuned in. Sign out from me, please, DD Football Factory. Let them know where they can find you, please. And then I'll also put the links in the description as always.
Wicked, yes. At DD Footy Factory _ on Twitter and Instagram.
Wicked.
And, we are on Top FM, 10 a.m. on every Saturday morning, 10 a.m. till midday.
Wicked.
95.5 FM, but you're probably better off just listening on the TuneIn app if you've got it.
Okay, I'll put that in the description, people. Where can they find you personally on Twitter and all of that? Then Double D.
My at Double D, like it's DUBULDEE at Double D on that, and Insta as well, same thing, everywhere.
Wicked. Wicked D, man.
Yeah, my personal one on Twitter and Insta is IlPhenomenal25. That's phenomenal with an F, and if you can't spell it, you can't follow me. So.
And why is your name IlPhenomenal? After who?
The greatest striker of all time, Ronaldo. And I'm not talking Cristiano, I'm talking about the real Ronaldo. Yeah.
You see, this can be a next podcast because that really winds me up when people say the real Ronaldo. Like CR7 ain't earned his right to be called Ronaldo, you know. We'll move on. That could be a whole. We might have to do a Christmas special still.
That'd be a good one.
In fact, actually, just in a quick take, actually, let me know where you two stand on this. D-Man, Messi or Ronaldo?
Messi all day, bro. Messi.
Double D?
Messi.
All right.
I've seen.
So we know where these DD Football Factory boys are at.
That was so underwhelming, I'm never asking you again.
We can't get into it now. Pat, sign out for me, please.
So it's Patrick Tyrant. You lot already know where I'm at. So Patrick Tyrant on Instagram and Twitter. So and obviously Views TV official as well.
Wicked, man. So everyone, I'm say that again, Double D.
I said a Spurs fan that talks sense.
There you go. Got my Christmas.
Hello, so random as well.
So man.
Pat's been through the wars, boy. When he's been up here, even after a win when they beat Arsenal.
Well, I'll never forget it. It was Sems, Lawrence, and Dash. And the way these lot got onto me, and I was like, "Wow, we won 2-0 or 2-1, whatever it was." And you would have thought we got battered. I was like, "Wow, what's going on?" So man, I've been through it in my WhatsApp groups. I've been through it for years. The only Spurs fan in there with hella Arsenal fans, and so I'm built for this. It's all good.
Anyway, man, everybody, thank you for watching. I'm Sems. My details, you'll know me. I'm This is Everyone's a Pundit, and these were my pundits. Until next week, man. We are out. Peace.
Peace.
Read it.
Ching ching.